So one of my greatest joys has been the opportunity I've had to consult and teach and to volunteer in developing countries. And as I've experienced the global community, I've found myself capturing patterns or lessons about human beings. And I'd like to share 4 stories with you this afternoon, if that's all right. So first, I'd like for you to meet Kai and Fan, and their picture is going to come up here in just a second. I was teaching in a doctoral program in the closed military state of Burma, and Kai and Fan run up to me and they go, "Have you heard of MBO?" And I was like, "Well, MBO, yeah." It turns out that this couple has been using management by objectives to help equip teenage orphans to teach and care for younger orphans. And this amazing couple, simply by reading a book and practicing the principles, putting those in place, have created a culture around teaching and love, learning and love. These kids are going to college as a result of this. It's absolutely amazing. Great things happen with simplicity. Low tech, high human. Okay, so this is a visioning session in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And you might think that the lesson here is flip charts work anywhere, right? But in fact, I want you to take a look at this little guy who'd been observing the grown-ups. And I caught him out of the corner of my eye, and he wants to participate. He's got these ideas. He found the tape, and he's getting his ideas down. And then he finds a marker, and he's writing he's working at it. You know, you never know who is watching, learning, and dreaming while you're doing your work. Now, I'd like you to meet Mike Upio. Mike Upio was raised and nurtured in a community that boasted the most high-tech, sophisticated medical community in all of Eastern Congo until one day, 3 militia triangulated the city. That day, Mike lost 9 family members, including his mom. This is Dr. Mike taking me on a tour of the hospital 2 years after the massacre, and as I'm walking, I can literally hear the packages of supplies that had been ripped off the walls 2 years earlier popping underneath my feet. But here's the amazing part of this story. When Dr. Mike was a young Congolese intern, he was watching and he was dreaming. And I met Dr. Mike the day that he was moving his young family symbolically back into the home of the former chief of staff. Bullets riddled the walls of the home that we were in. And Dr. Mike, the first doctor to return, has been rebuilding the hospital ever since then. In crisis, stellar leaders come from unexpected places, and they lead sacrificially. Now, this guy is Y, and he's in a road standing in front of his home, and this is in Bunia, DR Congo. He's on staff with the Shalom University. On this side of the street is his home. On that side of the street is the entrance to the university, and during their civil war, the Hema were on one side of the street and the Lendu were on the other side of the street. If you were in the middle of the street, machetes were flying and blood was spilling. The staff at Bunia University actually kept the grounds open, and it became kind of a Hotel Rwanda for displaced persons from either tribe. Soon it became too dangerous for Y's young family, and so he was literally going down this road on his way to an airstrip to safety, and they get accosted by a group of child soldiers. And he tells a story being there with his young infant and toddler children, and he's down on his knees like this with his hands over his head, and this child soldier has a machete over his neck. And this little kid comes out of the crowd and he says, "Wait a minute, you guys, this is a good guy. He's my pastor." And they led him to safety. He went off to Uganda, ended up coming back with his family. And here's the story. This is a field where he now teaches students about nutrition and agriculture. And he's just boasting. We have the capacity to be more resilient, more creative, more innovative than you could ever imagine. Now, this is a party. We had just created the vision and values for launching a university. And look at the munchkin again watching the groups. And this is the president, 60-year-old president, jamming in the Congo line. And the next picture, this is his mom. Guess how old she is? Somewhere between 90 and 100. We don't even know. Just jamming. Man, we love to celebrate as human beings, and we are never too old to dance. And so, we have been through some pretty hard times. Would you agree? We're really coming through some stress, some really difficult times. And I'm in Omaha, we're here now in Dallas. I believe that our association leadership has the potential to capture that same capacity that human beings have and have demonstrated in our own staff, in our members, and in our volunteers, that great things happen with simplicity, that if you walk your talk, The folks around you are going to catch dreams. They're learning and watching. That in crisis, stellar leaders come from unexpected places. That we as human beings are more resilient, more creative, more innovative than you could ever imagine. And then, as demonstrated Saturday night at Cowboy Stadium, we are never too old to dance and celebrate together. Thank you for your time.